Hey, Bam here with a new video. Just a quick tip I wanted to share with Orb of Dominance. So if you never used it, it's fine. I'll just explain it to you. What it does pretty much is elevate a influence mod and then remove another influence mod on it. So here we have the increased mana reservation and also the physical damage taken as cold that are both tier 1. So what will happen is that if we use the Orb of Dominance on it, one of those mods will disappear and the other one will get elevated. So what does elevating a mod mean? Actually, it means that it will climb a tier. So what happens when you have a tier 1 like we have now, it will actually get to tier 0. Okay, so here we have 7 to 10% increased mana reservation efficiency of skills. If we elevate it, it will get to tier 0 as I said, so 11 to 14. And for the other mod, we have Fizz taken as physical damage from hit taken as cold. So right now it's 7 to 10%, and it will elevate to 11 to 13% if we hit that modifier instead, and the other one will be deleted. So this is what we'll do right now, and I'll show you the reason why we're doing this on an item that has both of them. Here we go. So as you can see, we just elevated the physical damage taken from hits taken as cold, and the other one disappeared, as I said. So why did we do this? Well, the base was 20 chaos, so I bought the base for 20 chaos. And if you look at an item that just has the elevated physical damage taken as cold, it's 10 divine. So since the Orb of Dominance is like 2 or 2.5 divines, we made currency. But what happened if we had instead hit the increased mana of reservation? Now let's look at the trade website. So if we have physical damage taken from it as cold damage, at least 11. The reason why I said this is because, as I said, if it's elevated, meaning tier 0, it will be 11 or more. Look at the price of them. It's 10 divines. But what about if it actually elevated the other mod? Well, we'll just increase mana reservation of skills and we'll check what's the tier. So at least 11. Okay. So we write that down, at least 11. And then if we look at it, it's also 10 divine. So this is like a win-win situation. Either we get an helmet that's worth 10 divine or another one that's worth 10 divine. So sometimes you can make like guaranteed money using a 50-50. So just keep an eye out. And the base of the item doesn't really matter, as we will be using a Awakener's Orb on that item, applying to another item, pretty much destroying the item we have here and applying the elevated mod. So again, I'll be using an Orb of Dominance, and then we again hit the percentage of physical damage taken as cold from hits taken as cold. And again, as I said, this is like 10 divines. So this is something super easy you can do. There's a bunch of them you can do. This is just an example of what I've been doing because this is for my own helmet. But yeah, be on the lookout for an item that has 2 tier 1 mods and that both mods are actually worth a ton elevated. While I was editing the video for this strategy, I actually sold the helmet. I'll just show you. I actually sold for 9 divines. And you have to remember, it only cost me 20 chaos for the base and 2.5 divines for Orb of Domination. Alright, here we have another example. So it has 2 tier 1. So the first one is constant created effect, tier 1. And the other one is succeeded attacks have 3% critical strike chance. If we were to look at PUDB for it, here as you can see, crit chance, if it's elevated, will be +4 crit chance. And if we look at concentrated effect, it will be 25 instead. Alright. So now if we check on the trade website, +4 crit chance, how much is it? Like 6 divine, and that one is actually stuffed because it has minion life. So we wouldn't be able to transfer it to another item, and then some others which are like crit high, but this is double influence. Here we, as you can see, 6 divines maybe more. As I said, since that the minion life kind of breaks it. And for the other one we're trying to gamble into, Uh, is the area effect level 25, right? It. Okay, right now there's none because like this one really like made with essences. This modifier comes from essences. But as you can see, like this is in demand, but right now there's none on the market. So you could pretty much set it to the price you want. Maybe 20 divine if you want or something like that. So as you can see, it's pretty much a good way to make some currency, especially if you're gonna use it yourself. That way you don't have to buy like those spaces or something like that. So now we'll just, yeah, we'll just use the Orb of Dominance and see what we come up with. We got the, so we deleted the concentrated effect and we got the crit chance. So if we just price check the +4 crit chance, get like 6 fines, but that one is scuffed. Now we can sell it for whatever price we want to market at. And yeah, if you look at PODB a lot and take the time to check on the trade website, you will find where there's gaps between the elevated and the non-elevated. And if you find like too high in high demand, elevated, you can make a ton of money. And the last thing I want to talk about is using PO Ninja to find those. So if we check at PO Ninja, let's say for this build, which has like 4.4 billion damage, so that's a shit ton. But if you look at it, if you try to find what's the elevated mod into there, if you're not familiar with it, well, you can always like check those mods and then just Control F into PoE and this is exactly what I'll do. So for a helmet, again, gain accuracy equal to your strength. Well, okay, now how do we find this? Okay, type in accuracy. Okay, and now accuracy equal to your strength, and then if you see if it's elevated, 1% crit chance per 10 strength. And if you go back to it, it actually has it there. And what about the others? Well, global crit multiplier, 24%. Okay, global crit multiplier. We'll check that out. Okay, global critical strike chance multiplier. If you look at it, the non-elevated is max 20%. But if you look at this one, well, it's 24, right? So this is how you can actually find some of them. And hopefully this mini guide was helpful. And as always, take care, guys.